cover all the particular cross sectional element of the road section, road design in this particular topic, particular lecture. So stay focused and have your particular 100% focus towards this particular lecture. So let us start the particular lecture. So we are going to learn the cross section of road and its elements. Before going into the deep, we need to learn two particular things, which is formation level. First is the formation level and second one is the ground level. So what is this particular formation level and ground level? So let me tell you in brief. This is the particular ground level, GL, and say this is the particular surface of road. You can consider this particular road surface level as the formation level. Maybe you have observed a number of times that whenever you are traveling on the road, you have observed that the particular road surface is above certain height of the particular ground level. If the formation level, which is also called as road surface level, formation level, is above the ground level, means it is like this: ground level is here and formation level is here. So this kind of particular construction will be observed. This is called as the embankment. In common language, you can term this as slope or cross slope. This happens only when the formation level is above the ground level. If the formation level is below the ground level, means this is the formation level, this is the road surface level, or we can say this is the formation level on which the road is constructed, and the actual ground level is like this. So the road will be observed like this, and this segment will be considered as the road constructed in the cutting form. So whether the road is constructed in cutting or filling is decided by the difference between their formation level and ground level. Means if formation level is above ground level, then this kind of road, this is the road surface, this is the ground level, road surface, ground level. This kind of mechanism is known as roads in filling. As you can observe that extra mass of soil and layers are included, and if the formation level is below the ground level, the road will be constructed in cutting. So before going into the detail of cross section of road elements, we need to learn formation and ground level. So I hope you have understood these particular concepts. Now let us go towards the particular cross sectional elements of road. So this is how the cross sectional element of the road can be understood. This is CW. The full form of CW is carriageway. This is the formation width. These are the shoulders which are provided on both the sides. After the shoulders, the next layer is of side slope. Then toe is here, berm is here. This is the longitudinal drain or gutter. This is the boundary line. This is the control line. This is how it can be understood. Let me show you this thing in the particular 3D segment. So this is how it can be understood, that the surface of the road on which the vehicle travel is known as roadway or carriageway, which is here. In both the sides of the road, you can see this particular white lining and area. This is particular known as shoulders, which is mentioned here, shoulder. This is the cross sectional view and this is the plan view. If you cumulate this particular carriageway and shoulder, See, this is the carriageway and these are the shoulders. If you summate all this particular layer, then the total layer will be called as formation width. Then this is the alignment which is shown in the broken line format. These are the various kind of layer, subgrade, subbase, base and surface which we will learn in the pavement design segment in future lectures. This is the bank side. This is called as surface course, as this indicates the road surface level. So this is the actual cross sectional element of the road. This is the carriageway, is the first particular segment. Formation shoulder is the second one. Third one is the formation width. Then comes the side slope, then toe, then bump, then longitudinal drain. Then this particular boundary stone. This line is called as the building line. This is called as the control line. And this distance is also called as setback distance. Now let us learn all these particular elements in detail. First one is the, okay, this is another cross section of the road in the embankment. When the road is constructed in the filling side, embankment, this is how it can be understood, that this is the particular carriageway, the particular upper part of this is the upper surface, upper edge is known as crown, the slope which connects the crown and the particular surface is known as camber. This is carriageway, these are shoulders, together they will be called as formation width or roadway width. This is the berm, this is the side slope, this is the side slope, this is the road boundary, building line and control line. And total distance from this segment to this segment, this to this, is known as right of way. Let us understood this particular topics in detail. First one is the carriageway. How you can understand the concept of carriageway? Then let me tell you, the width of pavement on which the vehicle travel is known as carriageway. The width of pavement, the particular road, the particular surface which can be used by the vehicles for the travel purpose is known as carriageway. Whenever we are discussing about the carriageway, then we need to have to discuss regarding the concept of traffic lane. You may have heard number of times that this particular road is of 2-lane road, this is 4-lane road, this is 6-lane road. Then friends, what is this lane? And let me tell you, carriageway intended for one line of traffic movement, means if this is the road, this is the broken line. So vehicle going in this direction will use this part, and vehicles which are coming from this direction will use this part. So this particular segment is called as lane. Then the width of carriageway depends on two kind of characteristics: number of lanes and width of lanes. Total there are four kinds of lanes available: single lane road, two lane road and multiple lane road. Now why I have written two lane roads two times? So single lane road is the road which is having the width of road as 3.75 meter. It will be called as single lane road. If the road is having the width of 7 meter and the curbs are not provided, curbs, what is this particular curbs component is? I will discuss this component in the future part. If curbs are not provided, then this is called as two lane road without curb. If the roads are having two lanes and curbs are provided, then the width will be increased and it will be 7.5 meters. And if there are number of lanes included in the particular road, let us talk about the Gandhinagar city. So where number of lanes are included, then the particular lane width will be of 3.5 meter per lane. So this is how the concept of carriageway can be understood. The width of pavement on which the vehicle can travel is known as carriageway. The another way of carriageway, another term used for carriageway is pavement width. There are total four type of lanes: single lane having 3.75 meter of width, two lane without curbs 7 meter width, two lane with curbs 7.5 meter, and multiple lane having multiple lanes, each lane of 3.50 meters width. Now let us talk about the shoulders. What is this shoulder is all about? Then let me tell you. Shoulders are provided along the road edge. You might have seen number of times that this is the road, this is the broken line, this is lane, and here the line with white color. I am talking about the Indian context. If white color line is drawn here, then you will be able to see certain part of road constructed here also. Sometimes the road pavement is not constructed here. So let us tell me this particular thing in detail. The shoulders are provided along the road edge. This is called as the road edge. Like this is the road edge 1, road edge 2. So they are provided on this side and the boundary is denoted with white line. So shoulders are provided along the road edge to serve as the emergency lane for vehicles. Now the IRC norm states that the minimum width of this shoulder, minimum width, cumulative width is of 2.5 meter, means the summation of this and this segment and this segment should be minimum of 2.5 meter, and it is used for number of purposes, like for the repair of broken down vehicles you can use this particular segment. For slow moving vehicles, if you want to overtake another vehicle, then you have to use this particular shoulder space. It also act as an emergency lane on the national highways where the stopping of vehicles is restricted. It is also used for future widening of the road. It is used for the temporary diversion of the traffic during repair and temporary parking of the vehicles. So you can see this particular thing, this and this and this. So this segment, this particular segments are known as shoulders. There are various kind of shoulders categories according to road category. National highway, if NH is provided, then in the plain and rolling terrain the width is 12 meters, particularly 12 meters. MDR, ODR and VR. You have to memorize this particular what I can say, this notations and dimensions for your betterment of examinations. Let us talk about the formation width. So what is this formation width? If you cumulate this shoulder and carriageway, means like this, formation, we are talking about the formation width. So if you cumulate this carriageway and shoulder, carriageway plus shoulder, so total this much area will be covered. This is known as formation width or roadway width. And these are the criteria for NH, SH, MDR and ODR and VR, that if NH and SH is provided and plain terrain is there, you have to provide 12 meter of roadway width or formation width. The equation for formation width is carriageway plus shoulder. Means if the road is like this is the carriageway, these are the shoulder. If you cumulate this point from this point, then the total area covered will be called as formation width. Now what is the right of way? How can you understand the concept of right of way? Right of way is the area of land which is required for the road along its alignment. Total land area acquired for construction of road is known as right of way. Total land acquired for the construction of road is from this point to this point. So this particular area will be called as right of way. These are the various kind of classification and roadway width, or I can say right of way width for NH, SH, MDR, ODR, NH, SS, ODR, VR, MDR, VR, built up area and open areas. Now let us talk about the side slope, which is also called as sometimes embankment. What is this side slope is all about? The slope of earthwork in filling or in cutting. Means if the earth is in filling, then formation level will be more than ground level. It will be like this. So this is the extra amount of mass you have to add. This is called as the work in filling. And if it is like this, you have to cut this particular segment. This is called as road in cutting. So the particular slope of earthwork, either in filling or in cutting, is called as side slope. Why it is required? So what are the requirements for that? Then let me tell you, slide slope imparts stability to the earthwork. It should be as flat as possible for the purpose of safe traffic movement, and it should also provided for the aesthetic reasons. So this is all about the side slope. Now let us discuss about the berm. There is a small definition of berm which is provided, that the distance between the road to an inner edge of the borough pit is called as berm, and it is used for the erosion of embankment of soil. Now let us understand the concept of side drain. This is how they are provided on the road side of road. You might have seen this particular side drains. Let me tell you about the side drains. For the drainage of rainwater, you might have observed number of times that in the monsoon season, the surface of road gets accumulated with the rainfall water. So for the easy drainage of this rainwater, this particular side drains are provided on either side of the particular road, on this side or on this side. Normally the side drains are required for the roads in cutting, because in the filling the road, the particular water will automatically drain off with the help of this slope. But if the road is provided in cutting, then there are no ways out. So you need to provide the side drains. If the road is in embankment, side drain is not necessary. We have discussed. So this is about the side drain. Now let us talk about the building line. So let us talk about the definition and the uses. The distance from the center line of the road on the either side within which the construction of building is not permitted. How can we understand this particular concept? So we can understand this with the concept of this thing. Look, what definition I have mentioned before few seconds, that the distance from the center line of the road, this is the center line of the road, center line of the road on either side, either on this side or this side, within which the construction of building is not permitted, is known as building line. It is also called as BL. So this was all about the building line, and it is used for future widening, reduction the chances of the accidents, accident reduction, and to prevent the disturbance to the traffic caused by nearby residents. Now let us understand the concept of the curb. What is the definition of the curb? It is the boundary between pavement and shoulder or footpath. Boundary between pavement or shoulder or pavement and footpath. Any of this can be called as curb. It is having total three types. First is the low or mountable curb. Second one is the semi-barrier curves, and the third one is about the barrier types curve. Low curves can also be called as mountable curve, which are also called as class 1 curves. You can see the height of particular mountable curb is quite low, and it is kept only 10 centimeter above the pavement edge. These curves channelize the traffic and also allow longitudinal drainage of the road. Then the semi-barrier curve, you can see in this, the height of this semi-barrier curve is more than this mountable curve. It is having 15 centimeter of the height, and the height of 15 to 20 centimeter, or sometimes 25 mm, I can say. This is particular 25, 20 to 25 also in the range of centimeters, to provide the scrapping of tires. Then the another one is the barrier type. It is having the highest height. Height varies from 20 centimeters to 45 centimeter with respect to the age of the particular pavement. They are mainly provided to cause obstruction to the vehicle, leaving the carriageway under the emergency. Generally, these are the curves which are provided in a critical location such as hill roads, bridges, valleys, etc. And this is another type of curve which is used nowadays. It is the submerged curve. So this was all about the particular curve. This is how this is called as the curve. This is also called as the curve. KERB is the spelling. Now let us talk about the last topic, which is the camber. Now how can you understand the particular concept of this particular camber? What is this camber? Let me tell you that it is asked number of times in the university exam. Camber has another synonym called as cross slope. Camber or cross slope is the slope which is provided to the road surface in the transverse direction to drain off the rainwater from the road surface. Means if you observe the surface of road with doing the zoom in phenomenon, then you will come to know that the roads are constructed like this. The central part of the road is having higher height than the edges. So this particular slope in transverse direction is known as camber, and this is provided for the easy drain off of rainwater from this point to this point, and here the side drains are provided. This is the camber, this is the camber, this whole segment is camber. The particular this intersection point is known as crown, which is the highest point on the road, and these are provided for the better draining off of the water. It is provided for the following purposes: to remove the rainwater from the pavement surface, to prevent the entry of water into the bituminous pavement layer. If you drain off the water from this point itself, then it will have no chance to get enrolled in this particular layer. So to prevent the entry of rainwater into the bituminous layer and to prevent the entry of surface water into the subgrade soil through the pavement. And there are also certain kind of requirements which you need to learn, that the required camber of a pavement depends on the type of pavement surface provided and the amount of rainfall. Usually a flat camber of 1.7 to 2% is sufficient on relatively impervious pavement surface where the chances of water percolation are less. So these are called as impervious pavement surface like cement concrete or bituminous surfaces. Total the cambers can be provided in three categories: parabolic camber, straight camber and combined camber. So what is the basic difference between all these kind of cambers? The parabolic camber can be provided where the middle part is flat and it is steeper towards the edges, and it is preferable for fast moving vehicles. This is the parabolic. The straight type is provided in the cement concrete pavement where the flat cross slope is provided, where the cross slope is also flat as compared to parabolic. And the particular combined camber is having the characteristics of both the parabolic camber and straight camber. It is having the advantages of both the parabolic and straight camber. Sometimes a combined camber with parabolic central portion and straight line at the edges is provided. In this segment, the central part is provided as the parabolic part and the edges are provided as the straight line. So it is the combination of both the kind of cambers. And what are the required values? This is asked in number of times. So there is a shortcut key through which you can remember this. There are total four kind of road surfaces. First is the cement, second is the bituminous, third one is the water bound macadam, and fourth one is the earth surface. If there is the provision of heavy rainfall and you are having cement concrete surface, then the particular camber will be provided in the cross slope of 1:50. If it is bituminous and heavy rainfall, then it will be provided in the part of 1:40. in this it will be 33, and in this it will be 25. Let me tell you these things in the detail, that how it can be understood. Let us rub these particular things. So here we are discussing the last point is the particular on this particular lecture, that what are the kind of camber types provided on various kind of road surfaces. So there is a shortcut key through which you can remember this particular thing, that the road surface are having four types: C, B, W, E. Cement concrete, bituminous, waterbound macadam, which is WBM, and earth surface. In any area in India, the rainfall can be occurred in two types. Either it is heavy rainfall or it is lighter rainfall. If it is heavy rainfall, then you need to remember this thing: 50, 40, 33, and 25. 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to. So if cement concrete pavement is provided and heavy rainfall is there, you need to provide the camber of 1 is to 50. If bituminous is there and heavy rainfall, 1 is to 40. If waterbound macadam road surface is there and heavy rainfall, it is 1 is to 33. And if earth road is provided, then 1 is to 25 in case of heavy rainfall. If there is light rainfall, then you need to remember this particular thing in this manner: 60, 50, 40, 33. 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to. If lighter rainfall is there and cement pavement is there, then 1 is to 60. Lighter rainfall, bituminous, 1 is to 50. Lighter rainfall, waterbound macadam, 1 is to 40. Lighter rainfall, earth surface, 1 is to 33. So this is how you can understand the concept of camber. So this was enough for this particular lecture. Go through this lecture on repeated times and try to remember all these things.